check, mellotron, settle in the groove.
Dialogue like velvet, see the wisdom as it moves. Legend coming round through the tapestry of sound. Casual combo circulates the globe, every voice in view renowned. Balance in the ledger, counting feelings in the sense. Elevating indie dreams, spotlight in each sentence. Bridging worlds with empathy, fluent in the truth. Finance the family to mental health pursuits. No echo chamber, just reflections in the glass. Connecting dots from present pains to futures built to last. Every episode is sight for unity in subtle blends. Coco's in the rhythm, universal in the end.
Having that casual convo so you don't have the tough combo.
Let's start the show.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the communities, personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I am your host, Coco, and joining me, we have the mayor of Asheville, Mr. More Than You Can See, the King Paul. We also have, who's not cammed up yet, still getting cute. We have Baltimore's finest, the best artiste in Baltimore, the Jude.
Hey yo.
And we also have Mr. I can't get it out. The semantic, the iconoclast, aka Quentin Moore.
She always messes up the name.
What is
Okay.
I
It is
can't
semantic, the iconoclast. For those who do not know,
say semantic, the iconoclast.
what is semantic? What does semantic mean?
I don't know.
Okay, semantic means exactly what it means. It's the science of meaning. It's how you use words, right? That was my poetic name when I did spoken word back in the day, semantic, because nobody knew what it meant, and everybody else was like, "What does that mean?" I'm like, "Look it up, dictionary."
Semantic antics.
You know,
Semantic.
because people always said I had a way with words, so I chose that, as my name, and people like, I still don't know what it means. I'm like, I just shake my head now. I'm like, well, I can't help you on that.
Hey,
What's up, Dietrich?
We kind of don't have a format for today. So it's pretty much, we just going to, whatever it is, we're going to put it on the table. We're just going to have an open conversation. Cool. But before we start, I guess we can get into the mental health check-in. I guess I'll go first. I'm going to say mental health check-in good. Started a new job today. Y'all know I'm not used to working Mondays because I've been like remote on Mondays for years, but so now I'm in the office like every day. So it's cool. I like it. It's different. I can definitely tell I was comfortable. And I think with this having I don't want to say strict schedule, but a more structured schedule, um, more responsibility definitely. I think it's good. I think it's good for me. Um, I'm definitely, I think, in a better space than I have been. So I'm gonna say I'm good. How about y'all? Don't all
I'm
speak
having
at
a
once.
week. Having a week. But I get through it. And it's just Monday. But I've been having a week since last week, you know. But I've been having a positive mindset towards it, we don't kill you, make you stronger and all that good old jazz. But and yeah, just stay positive and keep doing what you're doing, and that's where I'm at. I'm having a week, but it'll be over.
Yeah, I'm all right. A little bit tired. I had a long weekend between work, and I had to go down to Middle Georgia on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening for my cousin's birthday party. That was a long 2.5 hour drive, and then drive back 2.5 hours, then jump back into work the next day. So I took today off to try to rest, relax, reset, because tomorrow I got to go hard, try to get this dough out here in these Uber streets.
But out.
I'm doing I'm doing okay. I'm actually looking forward to our city council meeting tomorrow because I want to see how many black folks gonna show up to try to save more of our property that these people want to take and build an entertainment center on. So right now I'm kind of hyped behind that because I got a whole lot I got to say to these people. And I hope we get enough people out there so they can hear it, they can share it and spread it. And let's vote these damn people, doggone people up out of our city council. So I'm not stressed about nothing else. I'm not really stressed about that. So I'm pretty good. My mental is pretty good right now.
Awesome. So who would like to start? I know we had like a good behind the scenes. I know y'all got the floor. I'm a little tired, but go ahead.
I like to start something because it got something to do with what Q just said about choosing his name. Because that's what I did. I chose my name too. And I see Judy got hers and you got yours. That'd be a good thing. What led you to choosing the name that you chose for you?
Well,
Me?
Anybody?
I did when I was living in Charlotte. Yeah, because when I was living in Charlotte, back in the late '90s, early 2000s, I used to do spoken word. People knew me as a poet or I write hip hop prose. I've been doing that since I was 15, and the way I write it, it's like I paint pictures like most people do, like a lot of people used to, but nowadays they don't even do that anymore. They just say words, slap words together, and blah 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 blah. But what I'm doing is painting a picture. And one day I decided to just go by semantic. I was like, semantic. Let me look that up and see what it means. And it meant what I thought it meant, the science of meaning, right? Anytime, like, because you use semantics every day without you realizing that you use it. Ronald Reagan, when he said welfare queens, right? He was using semantics to describe a certain group of people. What else? Like Donald Trump is using semantics in his speeches to convey his point, which is really pointless because he really don't know what the hell he's talking about. But it's really pointless. But when I came up with that, when I first started going to the poetry spots in Charlotte, like I would be at the bar just chilling, just watching everybody else do their pieces and all that, and they'd be talking about women, women, what they did to get the girl, and try to do all this, macho. Me, I hit him different. I would hit him with societal poems, and people were like, "Wow, how do you write that? That's interesting. You different." I said, "I've always been different," and the name stuck. So everywhere I went, hey, yo, semantic, yo, what's up? Can you write me this? Can you write this for this girl? I'm trying to get this girl to like me. I'm like, that's when I have to charge you for that. If I'm gonna write poems for you, I'm gonna have to charge you for that because those are my words that I'm putting in your mouth for you to spit out to this broad that you like, and that ain't even your flavor. If I'm doing all this, I might as well talk to her myself. But yeah, it's always been that way.
All right, so I guess you finished. All right, so I guess I'll go next. Mine started from when I was young. My great grandfather, daddy, because I used to always want like hot chocolate and all that stuff. That was like my thing. So cocoa became a thing from childhood. Great granddaddy gave me that name. 'Cause all I wanted to do was hot cocoa with some extra marshmallows, and he made sure I had what I wanted. So whenever I had got my way, that's what we would do. He would smoke his cigar. He had the little, remember back in the day when they had the pipe cigars. So he would sit and he would smoke that would talk to me, and then I had my hot chocolate, and we would just vibe out. Jude, she probably stepped away.
I'm right here. I did. I was dealing with the Dougie here. We just fussing at Rex. Let's see. My name was not Jude. It was Judy Jr. And I got it. I got that name. It was a name because me and my sister used to always joke. She used to call me Big Booty Judy. That's like I don't have a Big Booty Judy. I got a Judy Jr. And that's how I got that name, Booty Jr. But how I got the name Jude, I got that from some other sisters. I joined the sisterhood, and they started calling me. They called me Jude the Dude because I was like the sister that act like a brother. So he used to call me Jude the Dude, and Jude stuck. And that's how it started out as a joke, and the name stuck. So, but yeah, my name wasn't Jude at first. My sister started calling me that.
Well, for me, more than you can see came from a combination of words. Basically, more, M-O-R-E, Dan, but T-H-A-N. The whole, you know how you spell the whole word out, every word. But I wanted to break it down where it wouldn't be so long. So me liking words and being into that kind of thing, as Q say, I broke it down like that. I put into different type of spelling. And it came about because, I'm short. I always been short my whole life. And people had the tendency to look at you, look over you, see the people that you're around. They think they know you because the people that you're around or whatever. They done heard about you, whatever. But they don't know you. Yet they pass judgment on you. You see what I'm saying? So I said, well, hey, I'm more than any of y'all can see. Because what y'all think y'all know about me, y'all don't know at all. My mama didn't raise no dummy for the short time she was here. She didn't raise no dummy. And I thank God that I got the schooling education and the street education and life education by being locked up. So, people have a tendency, they finding out now that I'm actually more than they can see, especially up in the city council. People in the city as well. Because they think they know me. They don't. But yeah, that was just something, that I felt fit me. It fits a whole lot of people. I tell a whole lot of people, y'all more than people can see. Because you are. People assume they know you. Because what? They had a few conversations with you. They seen you with somebody. They might have known you used to drink. Because I used to drink like a fish in water. Of course, I am a fish. I'm a water sign. But anyhow, yeah. And it just stuck. I was never going to say nothing about it until Coco got on the air one time and said something about it. I was going to say, let them send you a message and let them ask you what it is. Yeah, because I wasn't going to tell nobody. I was going to let them wonder. Because a whole lot of people say, what is your name? Mordecai? Mordecai? Okay.
Yeah, because I couldn't even pronounce it at first, and then I was like, "Oh, okay," but I can see that. That fits you. I definitely can. Me and Jude
And
was like, "Oh my gosh, that's what that." Go ahead, Jude.
I was trying to fix my earphone. You want to hear what's funny? I changed my Wi-Fi password to long, like how you put all yours together, your phrase in one word. Comcast called and was trying to read it.
You echoing. I'm
Yeah,
echoing. Okay.
hear me?
I can't hear that. It's probably because you on your phone and everybody else. I don't think nobody else is.
Hear me? Am I still echoing? All right.
No,
Well,
you
yeah.
good, man.
All right. So, Comcast, right? My Wi-Fi name is. I used to be a man in my past life, but it's all one word. So the guy was trying to read it like how yours all together. So it's like instantly before you try to break it down, you try to read it all as one word first. Man, I was dying laughing when I told him like what he was like, wow. That is a very unusual name. I would have never thought of that. Oh, wow. Yeah, man, names. I mean, you gotta be creative. I like that. The more that you can see, you are more than the people can see, and I like the way you. I like watching, especially when they show the recordings of you down there at the city hall, city council meetings and stuff. Man,
Yeah.
you be down there. Listen, you need to be on some kind of. You need to be on the council for real, for real. They just might to put you up in there because you be on point with it, and you be telling them what they need to do, and what the people need to do to help get them there for real. You fight. I love that you fight for what you believe in, and you fight for your people, man. That's real dope.
Well, thank you. But you know they blackballed me for making sure I don't get on city council. Cause they first thing they said, somebody I was talking to them about getting on city council. They said, "Well, you know, you got a long ass record." I said, "Yeah." I said, in my previous life, I was a little criminal. I mean, that was just the way it was. But I was just a smart criminal because I never did the same thing twice. But anyhow, you know, I mean, like I said, I just lived life. I didn't have my parents here for guidance. My grandparents couldn't really guide us. So, I mean, I just got out there and did everything. But yeah, I said, well, damn. They said, you got a whole lot of charges on you from the past. I said, well, damn. I said, how far back are y'all going? They said, we went back to when you were 16. I said, well, damn. That's a long time to go back. I think y'all go back looking back past 10 years. But now, you know, we check into the stuff like that. If you want to be trying to be a part of the city council and anything like that, we have to check you out. I said, oh, okay. I said, so my thing is then, I just need to bring attention to y'all and get other people around here to get up there and start running for city council.
Hey, you should have asked them, well, how did they get in? How did you get in?
Yeah, they done went to these colleges and schools and got camaraderie and big ass working for law firms and all that shit. I don't know how this Bo Hess guy got on there. I really don't get that. How in the hell y'all put somebody on there with lipstick and black gloves on and all this kind of shit or stuff, all this kind of stuff. And then you got another guy. Hey, I ain't got nothing against y'all. LBQ,
LGBTQ. I got you. LGBTQ. I got you, Paul. I got you.
Yeah, I don't have nothing against y'all, but I'm saying now you got another person that runs around dressing up in dresses and pearls and lipstick and all kind of stuff, was the third leading vote getter for city council. I'm saying, what in the world? And I'm saying, y'all keep voting these locals because they're not natives here. Y'all keep voting people that move here and become locals into being in charge of what goes on in our city, and they don't care nothing about the city, nothing more than what they can get for themselves. Why do y'all keep doing it? Because y'all don't have nothing but 2 natives on city council and they black and y'all don't want to vote for them? Now you got 3 natives that are black. They are the 3 against the 3 locals that's at the top. Now it was 7 natives, and all of them happened to be black. 7 natives that were black that ran for city council this time. That divided the vote because everybody wanted to vote for their people. So that divided the vote a whole lot. So now, when we get together, and we got all that, we got 3 people to concentrate on. 3 natives to get back on that council and start replacing these locals and turn our council back into natives. Oh yeah, I'm serious about that because you know y'all done ran our town. And then, like I said, they took the block from us during urban renewal. They took that from us because that was our hub of black business downtown. That was the hub here. I mean, you had 4 or 5 little joints where you go in and eat, chill, and drink your beer.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but just say where you're talking about so people can know what.
Oh, Asheville. Well, I said the block. Okay, I got to remember y'all not with me. But yeah, Asheville,
the
North
block
Carolina.
is something totally different here.
But the block used to be our place. And like I was going to say, we got 4 little spots where you go in there, eat, and drink your beers or whatnot, and chill, hang out. You got the pool room. You got the little speakeasy place, Mr. Buddy Joe's. You got the cab stand, the place where they did the hair. You got the record shop. You got the place down at the corner right there where they did the numbers and everything. All the older cats hung out up in there. Then you had the YMI across the street for the Young Men's Institute for Black people that was given to black by the Biltmore people out there. The Biltmore House and Gardens that was given to them. Around the corner you had the ABC store, liquor store, and you also had a little white barbecue joint. It was ran by the principal, a former principal at Ashford High School. But they came in and you ran all the black people from downtown out of their businesses. And to this day, they have not let the black people come back downtown with a business. Not a single black business is downtown. No restaurants, no little accessory shops, nothing. No bakeries, nothing. And now that I don't know where y'all getting the money from, because you say you're going to start out from a 30 million deficit in 2027. Y'all going to start out with a 30 million budget deficit. But yet still now you talking about you want to come down here and take over more parking lot down on the block down that area and put an entertainment event center down there to seat 2,500 people or something. Why? You got this big old civic center, Harris Cherokee Center right up here, that is supposed to host all these events. You can put that money into refurbishing Thomas Wolfe Auditorium, get that place put together. You want to keep coming down here, like I said, these locals want to keep coming down here, taking and taking and taking, but then they claim, well, we are woke and all this stuff. Y'all not that woke.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
So with that being said, and I get it, I think in some places it's a little different. But how many? Because I hear you say it's no black businesses and that stuff. So how many actual African American or black people are at the council, where you go to the city council or at these meetings, and that's actually speaking up to try to get the businesses there?
You know how many black folks be in the room? Myself, I took a friend with me last time, and usually I see maybe one other black female in there that isn't counting the two on council. Now, if it comes to something like, okay, we had the thing when we had the issue. I'm echoing when we had the issue with them not wanting to give funding to the Asheville Peak Academy. We had the black people show up there because ain't no way in the world y'all gonna take this money that was meant for people that had suffered during the year of the pandemic, suffered, and y'all talking about spending $750,000 on the doggone Porter John, but you won't get no money to the school over here because y'all evidently wrote these kids off, said, well, these kids aren't teachable, so they can't go to the regular school. Yet they're doing real good now. As a matter of fact, they done moved ahead of the people in the regular schools when it comes to the reading and arithmetic. The math, I don't know why I say arithmetic, but math, old school. But they done moved ahead of them. So they showed up for that. They showed up when they got to want to change the thing downtown and all around neighborhoods about sounds and having people walking up and down the street drinking beer and carrying on as free as they want to, like they down on Bourbon Street some doggone where. They showed up for that. Yet see, I can't get their bus to show up for what we need to show up now. Get y'all's bus up here and get some business down here. They got loaning money to people that ain't even from here, that ain't even citizens probably, and then they might be in barely got their citizenship, whatever, but they loaning money to them and they won't even loan money to the native people here so y'all can get business downtown. People, I ain't like to have black businesses. We got some black business, but there's nothing downtown. And that's where all the money comes, and that's where all the tourists come.
Well, I think that's part of the problem, though. Like we talk about this a lot, and I don't think it's just an Asheville issue. I think it's everywhere where you have like black communities and things like that. Like here in Baltimore, it's like the same thing. We can say what we need, but if we don't show up and do what we need to do do to get these things happening? Because a lot of businesses here, same thing, going out of business or whatever. But also, what I will say, in a lot of places, we are messing up the businesses. Well, for us here, like you'll see a place that could be popping. As soon as everybody start going, next thing you know, it's fights, it's shootings, it's this, that, and the third. So now the business is gone, or several other businesses within that community or where everybody was going is getting shut down. So then they find something else, and as soon as everybody catch on to that one, here we go again. Same thing. So I think at some point we really have to, and I've said this probably like every week, we gotta look at ourselves and like what are we doing? Like why is this not happening for us? And part of that is because we're not having a voice where it matters so that those things can happen. But as you said, if it's something like for party purposes or to, we'll show up for that. But I really think that's it's a bigger issue where we really have to talk to our communities. Like they can only if we don't show up, nothing's gonna happen.
Of
I like
course.
the black community got this entitled mentality too, that can't nobody mess with us but us. And we destroy our communities. We destroy it seems like we destroy everything, and the youth is just out of control. Um, they go into these places, these establishments, and turn these people business up, and with no regret, no remorse, no nothing. And to be honest, some of the black business getting caught up in it too. It's just sad that we don't even want to put businesses in our community. Growing up, we used to be able to go to like the little candy lady and the frozen cup lady and all that. You trusted only going to like, the black lady in the neighborhood to get stuff. But now it's just like, I don't know. We don't even put businesses in the neighborhood. We don't even like dealing business with our own community because always some stuff.
I
Yeah,
definitely
because
agree.
there's a mistrust. There's a mistrust among ourselves. Um, Sometimes our businesses, black businesses, they do, they overcharge. Um, and then again, some of our people, yeah, we should get hooked up. We should get the hookup. That's our favorite word. The 5-finger discount, wink, wink. And that hurts black businesses. You know what I'm saying? The entitlements got to stop. People got to realize that business doesn't really cater to feelings. Business has never catered to feelings. It's about money. It's about survival. It's about profit. Profit doesn't care about your feelings. Doesn't care about how you feel. The only way I feel like we can take care, I think what we need to do is learn to take care of our communities like it was back in the 60s, back in the 50s, 60s. So, because when we had our own stuff, uh, things looked better, people acted better. Yeah, you did have your occasional, drug dealer. You did have your occasional crackhead or heroin addict that was hanging out, what I'm saying, doing bad, doing wrong. You had your occasional knucklehead that was robbing people, but it wasn't as bad as it has gotten. We've gone away from that, and I somewhat blame integration for that because Martin Luther King, God rest his soul, um, he did what he could for the black community, but he was also a pacifist, right? That whole, um, you know, if they hit you, don't hit them back. No, I came from the Malcolm X school of thought. You hit me, I'm gonna knock you out. That's just how I think to this day. And now the younger generation is starting to have that type of mentality where you're not going to come into my community and and put a Starbucks up in there without seeing what it really is. Because anytime I go back to New York, like everywhere in New York City, and even here in Atlanta, it's been gentrified. Okay, except the Bronx. Bronx is still the Bronx. It's not really gentrified. You know what I'm saying? It's the only borough that's still not fully gentrified. You got little spots here and there that's gentrified, but for the most part, no. The Bronx is the Bronx. There's nobody really is going up there messing up what they got going on up there. But here in Atlanta, where I live, go downtown to like Midtown Atlanta. Well, go downtown to the art district and all that. Midtown Atlanta is all it's gentrified like I don't know what. It used to be bad down. Now it's all gentrified, it's lit up. You can see people walk. You see people walking down the street 3 o'clock in the morning, not being bothered. Is there crime? Yes, there is crime, but depends on where you are in Atlanta. Is where you're going to see the crime.
Can I read 2 comments and then I want to reply to them? So first of all, Daytrick was in the chat. He said, hello, family. J-Bag came in and said, hello, family. But then J-Bag also had 2 additional comments. The comments that he had was, our community fails because of negativity. It's not that they just look at the negativity, the shootings, the drug dealings. The drug selling is drug dealer, drug selling, the same thing. But they look at that. I didn't understand that, but maybe it's just me. I'm a little tired. Then his second comment was, what I'm saying is we looked at in a negative light. They never want to see us in the positive light. That's why we always in the news about shootings and fights. We are there while we don't want them to have stores and businesses. My comment on that, at some point, again, accountability is everything. And I know J-Bay is here in Baltimore. I can speak here in Baltimore. There were several spots that people like to go to. There were spots that I used to go to when I was younger that are now shut down. When we go into these establishments, like look at the stuff that's happening like Canton, Loafers, Melba's, all of those places, shootings. So if you can have a business that's successful, if we're doing this, we don't have nobody else to blame but ourselves. We're going into these establishments instead of having a nice time, fighting, shooting everything up, and then it gets shut down, and then we wonder why we don't have nowhere to go. Everywhere that we go and it starts to populate and become like a hot spot, it gets shut down, or it always turns volatile, or nobody wants to go because it's always some drama or bullcrap. Me personally, I just want to go out, have a nice time, and go home. But when it gets to the point where the places where you could have went and had a nice time, now all of a sudden you do see that there's shootings, they're going to report on that, because these are the things that's happening. Just imagine the things that don't get reported on. Now, when it comes to highlighting ourselves, we have to start highlighting ourselves. Granted, yes, the media is not definitely going on for years. But when it comes to some of the things that's happening in establishments getting shut down after shutdown after shutdown, we are unfortunately doing a lot of these things that is making it happen. And true, it's not just us. Like, we saw some stuff get publicized all over world news in Canton. We saw a lot of white people cutting up, running amok down there, and that was highlighted as well. But we do have to take some type of accountability. Like, every time there's a spot that we frequent, it always turns, and the next thing you know, months later, when everybody start going, it's shut down. Me personally, that's why I don't really go out. I don't have time for that. Like, who wants to work hard, then gotta go somewhere, and you gotta worry about if you gonna get into an argument of somebody gonna start shooting, somebody gonna start fighting. I just wanna go out, have me a couple drinks, get something to eat, and go home.
Well, right now, what I'm talking about is Asheville. I'm echoing. Asheville is a tourist town.
Just keep going. Don't bring.
I'm not talking about little spots for us to hang out at like that right now. I'm talking about reputable black businesses downtown, because you got black tourists coming to this town. And I see them. I didn't talk to them. Ask them. They say, "Where's your nearest black restaurant? Do y'all have any little black shops around here?" Well, I'm not gonna lie to them. No, we don't have that. We got food trucks now, and we got pop-ups and stuff like that going on. But I'm saying, This is a tourist town. I keep trying to get this through their heads up there, city council. This is a tourist town. Y'all gonna be losing tourists and losing money because y'all don't have no place for black people to come downtown here. It ain't gotta be no club. Like I said, we got women that can bake their behinds off. Put a couple of black bakeries downtown. You got a couple of fake weed shops all up and down the blocks. Put a couple of black bakeries down here. A couple of black accessory shops with pocketbooks and shoes and scarves and all that kind of stuff like that. Put them down here. Put some of these food places down here. Get these food truck people into a building. They gonna bring you money in because people want some soul food. People don't come in for all this doggone tofu and all this stuff y'all up here. Everybody ain't want to come here and just drink beer. They done turned these locals that have moved here have turned our town into a doggone beer place, a big beer distillery. Yet still y'all don't have no black business downtown. Y'all think black people gonna keep coming here spending their money? Y'all see black people don't want to have no events here because y'all shutting the black people out from making money in this town.
Well, can I ask a question?
I care about the club scene and all that because that's why we have events for our seniors where people have been people with their age group. Because I don't see how you're gonna mix your seniors with your kiddies because your kiddies are out of control. They don't go out to have a good time and go home. They go out to find somebody to start drama with and fire off their guns. That's the issue that we, huh?
Can I ask a question?
Of course, please.
I see you support a lot of businesses locally in Asheville where you are. How many of them will come together to go to a city council or to propose, like even for their businesses or want their businesses downtown, whereas though they'll do the proposal to get the storefront or the business or whatever have you. Are there any that's interested in that or have spoken up to say this is where we want our business to go? Because I think that's another piece. The business owners have to also, make their voices heard as well, that they want to be downtown and be a part of that tourist attraction and do that. So has that conversation ever been had?
It's been had. A couple people have got into the storefront places, but not really in the downtown district. I think Turk is close down on North Lexington. He's close down there. He has a little spot down there that's recently opened, which is nice. He sells food down there, has karaoke, and chill group. No drama down there as of yet, because he ain't got that kind of crowd down there. Then we got Sisters, which is down on Mumford. They sell the soul food, but see, they in a store in the kitchen area instead of where they could be downtown. They trying to get a building. Now they've been trying to get a building downtown, but the prices that they want to run across to them is just so ridiculous. Y'all don't want people to make money. Y'all want to make money off people so they don't make money, but y'all want to keep giving y'all money. And it's just ridiculous. Like I said, it's just ridiculous.
But it's a tourist attraction, and that's what they do. Usually when you downtown in any city is usually higher. But that's why I was asking, like, how many of them really want you or will go with you to say, hey, we want our business, not saying around the outskirts, but literally downtown, because I think this is me this thinking. Maybe that could also be the difference because now you have the actual business owner stepping up, because I feel like I hear you and I agree with you, but they also have to speak up for their business as well to be put in these areas as well. And I think that will make a difference, and that will also give more support to them to say, okay, these people fighting because they want to come down here, and then maybe look into some different things of like financial or whatever.
These people, I'm gonna tell you what, my vision of most of the people around here that's doing the little business and stuff, they feel beaten already because they don't see nobody else down here. So they kind of like shy away from it. Nobody wants to be the first one to step up. Nobody wants to come as a group, really. They just feel like they don't have a chance at stuff. It's just a crazy mindset for my people right here. Everybody just don't get it. They just don't get it. And I'm trying my best to show them that, hey, our people built this city. Our people built this town. They're getting rid of everything that reflects the black community around here, period. and y'all are sitting back. We got little pockets here, little pockets there. You got your legacy neighborhoods, which are still standing, a few of them. They come together for the legacy neighborhood, but we need for y'all to come together for the rest of everybody else too. Y'all need to come down there and be promoting for the black business people. I mean, it's just sad to me
I just feel
because
like we need
I'm gonna keep speaking.
like
I'm gonna
going
keep
on that
speaking. Hopefully,
present. That's, I mean, like I said, I hear you and you're fighting for them, but I really think it should be them also fighting with you for their own businesses to get into these places because you're fighting for people that's not, you know.
well, I'm
Yeah, I'm
fighting
about to
for
say
the.
that's
Go ahead,
I'm about to
Jude.
say that's the problem, and that's something that on a Baltimorean stance, you know, we're banding together. We so divided, but at the same time, for something like that, like it's black businesses everywhere. It's just a matter of them keeping them open. It's always like higher rent or something, or higher at a higher cost for something that's been known like forever with everywhere. I think when you black, but one thing that I know here, that I'm starting to notice more is, you know, we ain't really worried about the downtown and stuff. We'll start our own community. We will literally make a community out of people will come to your community to visit because to see what y'all have as long and with today's society with the, you know, the TikTok and the Instagram and all that, man, you can all it takes is for one black person to say this is the spot. You feel me? And I know this here, you know, that's all it takes. We known for good food here. We are known like as a place to come to for good eats. And it's crazy because I'm a person that don't do too much going out because I'm from here and I beg to differ with some of the food. You feel me? But a lot of out of towners, you know, like stuff like that. And a lot of the it's a place. Coco, y'all don't know where this place is, but anybody that's watching this from Baltimore, that place over there off of Bonaparte and Harford Road, where the line be around the corner, everybody waiting hours. I mean, it was some people rolled from out of town to come up here for a fish sandwich.
What is
So
it?
so my advice to
The gym. I think it's
yeah,
called.
so my advice to y'all down there in Asheville is stop focusing, y'all business owners down there, stop focusing on being in their community because the people will come to you. And you know who will come to one thing I will say about us when it comes to food, black people gonna show up. If the food good, black people gonna show up. All y'all gotta do is create the space and people will come. It ain't gotta be downtown. It can be in a far corner of one of y'all. People are going to Jimmy's. I mean, not Jimmy's. What's the to get the dollar yak?
Yeah, it's Jimmy's. Jimmy's got shut
Yeah,
down.
Jimmy's.
The health
Yeah.
department shut them down. We can't talk about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
No, but I
But
definitely
Ain't no
agree with you.
spaces down here.
But no,
Don't
but
you
what she's saying, because
listen
what
to me,
she's saying
y'all? Please, please listen to me, y'all. I'm trying to get you. It's hard trying to paint a picture of this. There are no spaces down here in the black communities because what they are doing is selling off these spaces for hotels, for breweries, for $700,000 condominium to be built, stuff like this. Stuff we can't even have. Do you realize we don't have a single black store in the black community? Habib and all them people got stores in the black communities. There's not a single black store in the black community.
I mean, all they're my guys in the community. Though I like going to the
See,
store. Hey, baby. Hey,
my
man.
thing
My
is
people.
that's not just about the food. It's not just about the food and the business. It's about the whole city, period. Housing, recreation, or something for the kids. Y'all don't have nothing for them to do. You shut down our pool, our historic pool. They closed it down because they didn't want to spend $1.2 million to renovate the pool. But all these years later, 7 years later or so, you want to spend $2.5 million to repurpose the pool. Now, at this time, we don't have a single pool in the city because the Marin Hills pool was built for the white folks back in the day, had the same issues that we had at our pool. So they shut it down. but they're gonna give them 5.5 million to renovate that. Red Park, our big pool, it got destroyed by Helene, and they haven't done nothing about putting it back together or nothing. It's just out there. There's a place where I went to swim as a kid. I went to all them places as a kid to swim. So, but mostly Red Park and Walton. But yeah, it's gone. So they put the little 5-foot pool of water down here at the Grant Center. They made a big thing about it, big ribbon cutting and all that stuff and everything. You might be able to get 50 kids in there that can paddle around the water, but there ain't be no room for nobody to swim. And if you over 5 feet, you can't be taught how to swim in that pool because you can't tread water because it's not deep enough for you to tread water. But they said that was the pool for everybody. But maybe if you get 20 kids in there at a time, they might have a little room for them to swim if they can swim, have room in there to swim. But they took our pool, diving board and all. Nothing ever, no accidents, no drownings, no nothing ever happened at that pool. They didn't want to spend the money. Like I said, now they want to spend $2.5 million to repurpose it. People think that I'm crazy. They think I'm crazy. They really do. Because I tell them, y'all don't know. We used to have so much around here in Asheville, and through the urban renewal and the gentrification, they keep continuing to erase everything, erasing us. And y'all just standing back and you complaining. I see them complain on Facebook. I said, why don't y'all come to city council? Oh, it's at the bad time and all that stuff. 5 o'clock. Make time to be there so these people can see your face and hear your voice. Because like I said, until y'all get up here and see these people, look these people in their face, look them in their face and let them know, hey, y'all work for us. Y'all work for us. We don't work for y'all. Y'all work for us. And y'all are not working for us. Everything that y'all do is going against what we want. Not just the black people, but the white people, the white natives as well. Because like I said, our city council is controlled by 5 locals with 2 natives on there. So the natives going to get overvoted every time. They're going to get outvoted every time.
It's cheating. That's called cheating. That's what Donald Trump did, but we ain't gonna talk about that today.
Yeah. Get out here and talk to these people. See, look at these people in their face and let them know. We tired y'all just taking and acting like we don't exist. Y'all not even from here and y'all making decisions for us. We rather have people, I'd rather see people, black and white natives who actually on our city council. You want to be a local because you stay here 20 years, 30 years, fine. But you are never going to be a native of this place. Get yourself on a committee or something. You can be on committees and stuff, and y'all can bring stuff to the county commissioners and to the city council. But y'all shouldn't be sitting in leadership over people that live here, that grew up here, that were raised here. Y'all shouldn't be sitting on leadership over us. Y'all don't know nothing about us, nothing about history. I don't care how long you live here. Okay, I'm getting off my soapbox for a minute. Take a breath.
No, but to close that out, I hear everything that you're saying. I really just think that you should have the support of the community with you while you're taking this stand. Because just like here in Baltimore, the same things happen. However, I think that the issue is we're not speaking up. So things just happen. And it do get taken away because nobody's saying anything, nobody's fighting for anything. It still takes community. And your voice is powerful. But things are being taken away because it's being allowed to be taken away because everybody's complaining behind the scenes but not doing anything. That's what I'm saying. So even regardless of where it go, no matter what the issues are, the community should be also backing you up so that these things can possibly change. And unfortunately, what happens is it happens here too. People that don't come from certain states, they run for office because they the ones that's stepping up to run, and nobody else probably is or don't want to. But a lot of people like to complain, but hold on. A lot of people like to complain, but don't like to say anything. And then we're going to take like 5 minutes and then we're going to switch out. Go ahead.
Yeah, they don't. I'm not seen as a leader. The leaders around here are these people that's getting the pats on the backs and their awards and all this stuff. These are the people that's seen as leaders around here. But I don't see them as city council neither. So I'm just saying, I do what I do because I care about my town, my people. I care. Like I said, I've been here. This place has took a whole lot from me, but I care about the people here, and I care about this place. I'm not into it for awards and pats on the back and all that stuff. They can keep on following them people and watch them people leading them wherever the hell they leading them to, while these people keep taking and making them disappear. But I know one thing: I'm gonna show up. Whether anybody else show up or not, I'm gonna show up. That's all.
Okay. Jude,
I just, I
Jude,
just want one thing before you go. I just wanted to say they it sounds like the black people there is a little stuck too. They got them accustomed to being stuck and afraid to take action. Not everybody, but once they get out of that, you'll get a mean team behind you, or but behind whoever take charge in that movement for real. And things should take a whatever. But anyway, don't let them tell you about your criminal background, because look who in office. Anybody can be anything. The skies is the limit.
Yeah, but
I'll vote for you.
the issue is when you're trying to get a community of people together. The unfortunate issue is that most people, they want to be involved, but they become so complacent so that they can't get involved because they get caught up in the daily life of bills and I got a house, I got to pay this mortgage, and I got this car note, and blah 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 blah. The old saying goes: if you keep people distracted and focused on their daily existence, they ain't gonna have time to organize, and that's where the problem lies. You know what I'm saying? Somehow we have to break that cycle of getting caught up in that. Yeah, daily life is daily life. Car note's gonna be there, bills ain't gonna stop, but you got to figure out a way to compartmentalize your priorities if you want to see a change in the community.
People expect the young people to have somebody to look up to and do what they want to. We expect the young people today to be in a better position than what we were. Yet we don't have nobody in position where they can see what they're doing to be successful in doing something besides out here in the streets. That's what I'm saying down here. We don't have nothing showing them. Oh, well, damn, ain't we going downtown? Ain't none of us downtown. I hate to keep harping on that, but that's just the picture down here. That's the picture. And it irks me so. Let's go on to something else, because I just talk about that all the time. I'm telling you, that just irks me.
I get it.
Let's talk about the cow jumping on the moon.
Let's talk about Baltimore City police officers get into a tussle. I saw a video. Did y'all see? I said to y'all, did y'all see that they was beating the police out of Baltimore City? I am up.
Oh, when
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but that goes to say, listen, this whole, I don't even know what to call it. It's just different because people just don't care. They just don't care. And then it's like I'm glad nobody like got like hurt or shot or anything like that, because I feel like situations like that is what turns bad. Now if the other officers that pulled up when they was banking their counterpart, if they just start coming out shooting because all they saw, and they would have said they saw an aggressive crowd attacking an officer, so they felt like they was going to shoot rather than tase, we would have a whole nother conversation.
I am waiting for the back. I want to know what led up to the altercation. Did the police get out and start stuff? Did the guys start? Because that was a full-fledged brawl between. I just want to say, I did not think that I was going to open my social media app and see the police officers fighting. I mean, they were fighting. They were fighting for their lives. And that it was like it was embarrassing. I'm not laughing because I'm laughing because they have been in the news for like the past 30 days for a bunch of things. This was the first one where it was involving just a fight. But it just seemed like they have been in the news for a lot.
Hold on. First of all, I get people are tired. I'm up and tired right now, but I'm here. But listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm not saying people can be tired all they want. From the video that was posted, what we saw was, like I said, was trying to make an arrest. They got into a tussle. There was a crowd of people
Oh, where you
that
get
was.
that from? What you reading? What you reading
That's
from?
why I asked. I'm saying, who you tired?
J-Bass said, y'all can't see that? It's that hold up, Coco. People are tired of,
Oh,
honestly.
I
I
was
never
reading
said,
over here. I wasn't even looking over
I
here.
never said nobody was tired. What I'm going off is the video where it showed the officer. I don't know what happened before nor
Yeah, we
after.
don't know what happened.
But what happened on the video that was displayed was, I guess he was trying to lock somebody up. The people wasn't letting it go down like that. So only thing it showed was he had to do, I guess, I don't know, a full announcement, whatever. Somebody came, banged the officer, right? Another civilian came and banged the officer. Now you have all of these young people and older people surrounding this police officer. So when you see backup coming, they come out, you hear somebody say they got the taser. What I'm saying to you is that situation could have turned real ugly real quick. Only thing I'm saying is, what you can be tired, but let's just say if that took a turn and they started shooting, what would have been said? Because you had somebody that banged the police officer out the blue. Did I watch the wrong video?
What with the guy when they would jump? They look
Did he
like they
not
jumped.
bang him? And then I
They look
didn't
like they
see
banked
nobody
them.
doing nothing. You just seen the one officer by himself. And yes, he was fighting for his life because he had all of them people. He trying to hold whoever the suspect was. You getting plucked back to back, and they literally banking you. So you had. I'm just saying, thank God they didn't shoot. So tired of what? But my whole thing is, okay, I'm going to speak on accountability. I'm not saying that there's not an attack on black men, black women, and other ethnicity. But what I'm also saying is there also has to be some accountability on our actions as well, because that could have turned real ugly real quick.
Well, now it could have, but I don't know what happened prior in the beginning.
No, I don't. But I'm just going off of what we saw. So to say
Yeah,
people now,
yeah.
if it was now, let's say if it was a bunch of them attacking somebody and then everybody came and they did that, I'd have been like, yeah, we sick
Well,
of this.
see, that's what I'm ready to get to. Leading up to this, people are tired, and I can speak on that here. With all
Mhm.
the other police involved, did y'all not see what happened? First of all, let me just be very. Let's not forget when all that police involved stuff was happening. Once it happened here, it was not only Caucasian cops; it was a mixed crowd of a mixed race of cops, and they started rioting and stuff here. We in the last 30 days, we have had a whole bunch of police involved unalivings here in Baltimore, in Maryland. A lot of them. The city been real quiet. I think that did come from like what J-Bass saying, people tired. I don't know what happened. I'm dying to see the footage to that, the how that actually started. Because of the incident with the last guy, where the police just hit the last. I don't want to say his name on here, but he hit him and he hit the ground and he ended up dying. That just made a whole big thing here. You feel me? A big thing.
And I agree with that.
So
I seen the video from 2 weeks ago
Hey,
where the policeman was trying to run down a young black man in the grass in his car.
that one.
When you sent that video earlier, and I clicked on it, I ended up seeing another video of the police up there, a white policeman trying to run over a black youth all through the grass and stuff with his cruiser. He was trying to run over him. That was up in Baltimore. That was 2 weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying. That's who should have got banked. I'm just going off of the video that was shown. But what I'm saying to you is, I get all of that, and I agree because my citizen that been going off. Not only have they been shooting us, but we've been shooting back at them too.
Yeah.
So we
It's
got
been a war zone.
we got to really put everything out there and say what it is. But I'm just speaking on this particular situation. I don't know what happened before.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what I'm glad is that none of our people was shot or killed during that incident.
Yeah,
Now,
me
other
too.
incidents, because it could have went left. That's all I'm saying. Now, like I said, that one that was riding through the grass, That's who they should have banked and hopped out and got that business with. Those other
He
ones that
definitely would have started shooting.
he would
You
have.
tell me that
I'm
mother.
just saying, yeah, we can be tied, but also I'm just glad nobody got hurt in that because it
Yeah.
could have went left, and then all of that other stuff, the person who popped them, all of that would have been overlooked, and then it would have been a whole nother thing. Nobody should be losing their life over nothing like that. I'm just going off of the video that you introduced as the freaking topic, but I definitely agree that all of that other stuff. No, but we also shooting back too.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff going on
ties them
here. I ain't
overseas.
even realize it until like I had to like it was the news like it's
These are,
an alarming amount of police involved. I was like, well, how many? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Paul. You meet me.
I just say we's are tired of them overseers. Because that's what they was. That's what they was hired for, to oversee them white folks' property.
I
And
ain't.
there's never been, oh,
J-Bad
I'm
said,
not gonna,
J-Bad said, okay, do y'all remember when the commissioner in Baltimore told the officers to shoot to unalive? Because we're not doing it up here. Do y'all remember that? That was some years ago.
I don't. But
I remember vaguely. It was quite a few years ago. It was around the time of it wasn't too long after the whole like Freddie Gray and all of that stuff. But yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like you gotta know where you from or where you live. I just know that citizens will fight back over time. It don't even matter. It don't matter. It don't matter your race. When it comes to that, it don't matter a race. Americans are proud, regardless of what color you are. But here in Baltimore, they live on something different. And it do only take a matter of time before people start fighting back. We've been in the news way too much, in my opinion. It just seemed like every time you turn around, it's like some kind of police involved something here, And I know for sure, I know as a citizen, I get worried because I know eventually it's going to get crazy here because the citizens will do just that, fight back. And then that's the narrative that the government like to push. They violent. They this, but y'all was the real gangsters, picking with people, starting stuff with them. Like I don't know. This is a city that, man, it got a lot of talent, great potential here, but I feel like the rest of the country. I mean, the city makes its money off of crime and violence because that's what feeds everything. Whether everybody want to believe it or not, that violence and crimes would keep their pockets full for real, as much as they want to complain about it. And that's why the inner cities are the way they are. And for everybody to talk about the gentrification here, there's a lot of white people in Baltimore City. They do the same stuff that black people do. So when it comes to like that race stuff, I get it. I speak on mainly like where I'm from. It ain't exempt. There's no exemption here. Whether they want to act like they better or not, or whoever want to act like, we got some black people that think they better. The race thing, for real, that stuff don't matter. I live in a mixed community. And to be honest, I don't want to live in a full community full of all of us all the daggone time because we destroy. We just don't. We don't. All of us don't always grow up and want to take care of our stuff. Some of us don't care. We like to destroy, greed, take from, the bare minimum, be nasty, like keeping up our community. Sometimes we need a little of a race in it because they operate a little different than we do. That's just
all
my
these
opinion.
communities here are mixed. Even in the legacy neighborhoods, it's mixed communities. It's not like the communities ain't mixed. I'm just saying, as far as black communities go, there's no love for black communities. Why? Because they're getting rid of them.
But I think that's what she's saying. Like we talking about, like here in Baltimore, our black communities are diverse. They're not just a lot of the communities aren't just fully. There are some like white people, Hispanic people, Jamaican, African, all in these quote unquote black communities, and that's why she said they doing the same things like we do.
Yeah, like
So
I live in the black community. Black,
Y'all got stores in y'all's communities, right?
we got
we got
what?
Y'all got stores, black-owned stores in your community. I know they got them down in Charlotte, but we don't have
No,
them up here.
that's why when you was laughing, you was like,
no.
"What you calling them?" No, them my peoples around the corner. They ain't black, but they not, listen. Let me tell you something. The black stores, I ain't gonna lie, we got black restaurants and stuff. It's a few of them around here, but like corner stores, I don't have too many of them around here. There are foreigners in the stores, and I prefer to go in them. They are now. I'm gonna say this. You got, I don't know if they Indian or whatever, where they from, but they treat the black community better in L's community than when they put like an African on the store up the street. They are rude to you when you go in there. They nasty to you, and some of the black people for real, depending. You know, so I don't discriminate. I don't care about them being in our community because I got a really good relationship with them, with them, and they are surrounded here. And our corner stores, they opening business and stuff. You know, I guess the black people should look at that. But here in Baltimore, we selling food. We opening up restaurants and stuff. Like that's what we doing here. We didn't gave them the corner stores. We don't even really want the corner stores no more. I guess I don't know, cause I don't. That's just in my community. I see a lot of black people with gravitating down towards ice cream trucks and having like the ice cream truck business and riding around, but not necessarily ice cream in it, but other stuff.
Or a food truck.
Buying the vans, the food
Yeah.
trucks,
Yeah,
like
Master P, the ice cream man. We know it's about. But anyhow, I'm
we
just
are
joking.
artsy place though. No, we are artsy place. So I see a lot of people opening up studios and creative spaces and stuff like that. Lounges. It's a party spot. Here's a bunch of people doing party promotions. It's things to do here. It's just depend on your preference of what to do. But I will also say this: we the first ones who want these black communities, and then we get in them, and the community get too black, and we want out of them.
Q, would you like to elaborate on that? Why is the
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's right. Like where I live in Norcross. I'm outside of it. I'm outside the Atlanta perimeter, 285 perimeter, right outside of there, which means where that right down the street. I pretty much live on a strip where it's nothing but Hispanic stores, Pakistani stores, Indian stores. Right down the street, there's a Indian bazaar shop there. Dominicans shops right around the corner. They got Dominican food, Nicaraguan shops, so it's very diverse here. There's a few black stores here. So it's pretty diverse. Which I like because, like you said, I don't want to be around all of us all the time because sometimes all of us all the time tends to get on my nerves. Okay, differences of opinion, and I like for instance, I Uber. I'm Ubering right now. Since I'm in between jobs, in between IT jobs, and you know my client, mainly it's been black people that's been, giving rides to, because, MARTA, which is the metropolitan, transit here, really is garbage. And it's been garbage, right? They got the trains that go all the way up north, and they see the train system, they go from north to south, east to west, but they stop at a certain point. They won't come out this far into the suburbs. So Gwinnett County decided to get their own busing system that feeds into the MARTA, right? So every year, every 3-4 years, they have a vote. They want to expand MARTA out here because there's a lot of people out here that don't have cars. And I'm like, well, how in the hell are they getting to work when they have to work out like Alpharetta, Milton, Tucker? How are they getting out there? Because Ubers are expensive. Let me tell you that. they don't want, the saying goes that they don't want crime, quote unquote, out there. But I'm like, crime is already out here. It's been out here. I see it all the time in Norcross because people say, "Oh man, Norcross is hood." I'm like, yeah, it is kind of hood. It's got hood parts like everywhere else. Atlanta's got hood parts like everywhere else, but they got nice parts too. It's just like everywhere else. It's no different than Baltimore. It's no different than New York. It's just a smaller version. You know what I'm saying? It's just a smaller version. But they say that they don't want crime out here, aka black folks. I'm like, well, black folks are already out here. What are you talking about? We don't want we don't want the criminal element. I'm like, man, listen. They got so many criminal elements out here. They got methamphetamine labs out here in the suburbs. White dudes, redneck white dudes out here, got 5-bedroom houses. In the garage or in the basement, they building they got a meth lab down there. And you would never know unless something happened, unless it blew up or something like that, and then it makes the news. So yeah, it's different. It's very different. But like I was saying, I don't want a whole lot of us to be concentrated in one spot. I prefer for us to be spread out. Atlanta is kind of, diverse. It's very diverse, even though it is a black city. It is still diverse because, it depends on where you go in Atlanta. You could run into, you could 2 blocks away, you could be in the hood, and then, 2 blocks north, you in a nice area. It runs like Baltimore does, right? Because I've lived in Baltimore, and Baltimore is like that. Baltimore, 2 blocks east, it's the hood. You go 2 blocks west, it's a suburb. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't understand, because people get their perception of large cities like New York, like Baltimore, like Atlanta. They get it from television. They've never been here. They never set foot here. They don't know because they go by what they see on that idiot box. And I asked them, I said, "You've never been here before, have you?" They're like, "Nah, man, I just go by what I see on TV and Little John and all that." And they asked me these questions. How often do you see Little John? I'm like, nobody pays attention to that. You see Goody Mob? Nobody pays attention to that stuff. I don't pay attention to that. I don't care about any of that. I care about if I'm driving in that neighborhood, that's the hood. I'm trying to figure out who I'm picking up, and if they smell like a pound of weed, getting into my car. You know what I'm saying? Because I had that happen yesterday. Hotel's right up the street. It's a hood hotel right up the street from me. This guy gets in. This guy smell like this dude been smoking all day, and I'm like, damn. I'm over here. I'm over here getting high, sniffing him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dude, you going to work? You going to work? He's like, yeah, I'm going to work. I'm like, bro, you need to tone that down, man. You about to get fired. I wish I would come to work, smelling like Chiba, smelling like I've been smoking all day. I'm like, no, right? He's trying to get fired. I'm like, and I'm looking at this dude like he's a young guy, And then he gets to my car. He was like, he was well spoken because he wasn't ghetto, but he says, "Yeah, man, I can tell." I was like, I see you got a lot of New York stuff in your car. I see your headrest got New York. I said, "Yeah, I'm from New York." He said, "Oh, you a Giants fan, huh?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Why you?" Yeah, of course I'm engaged in conversation. Because when people ask me, I'm like, "Why are you?" Because me, I'm like, why are they asking me all these questions? What are they doing? Writing a book?
Making conversation.
No, because
no stars. No stars on your Uber.
No. I'm not the type, because I'm the type. if you get in the car and you're quiet, I'm not going to engage. I'm not one that's going to force conversation. That's just not how that's not how I roll. I'm not going to sit there. Well, how's your day going, Mrs. Turner? Yeah, it's going. Man, my day
My
going great.
nerves. Oh my! I'm sorry not to cut you off, but I hate them ones. Let me take that back because that's a strong word to use. I dislike that because especially if it's early in the morning, just don't like read the vehicle.
Not y'all grumpy. You know what?
No,
No
no, no, no.
stars
I'm
for
saying
y'all.
if it's
Talk to
something.
me.
Hold on, no pause. If it's a, I can see. Okay, good morning. Da 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 da. Da, boom. Leave it there. But if I hold on, no, if you see me with my earbuds in and I'm not, and I'm like in my little zone, don't be like, so that you on the phone and pay attention and try to. Don't worry about what I'm back here doing. Mind your business. And then all of a sudden, you keep doing this and turning around talking. Now I got to turn off what I'm doing and try to relax my mind before I get to destination B. You get what I'm saying? And then I gotta talk to you now. I'm listening to you. Then you done poured out all your this is gonna be with me. Poured all your problems and all that stuff. And then I'm like, and then, well, thank you for talking to me. I didn't want to. You forced me into this because I ain't want to.
I like
That's what
talking
I'm
to the Ubers. I like talking to the driver. I hate when I get in one and they quiet. I'll be like, and don't let me be a little drunk. Or we had fun today. I get it. Oh, thank you for picking me up. They be like, oh, thank you. I don't like the little grumpy ones, and I don't like the ones. I don't like when y'all be on the phone acting all stuck up and driving. Be a little personal.
Look,
Be a
look,
little interpersonal.
I don't talk on the phone when I'm Ubering, right? Because I got the navigation up, and
And
I
people be
need to
having
know.
more than one phone. They be on the phone. They be having that little
Nah,
earpiece in with the
I
people.
don't do that. I greet them when they get in my car, and if they decide to talk to me, it's cool. We'll have a conversation. But if they don't say anything to me, I'm not going to force a conversation.
You
I've
shouldn't
never
have to.
no,
Yeah.
right. I'm not going to sit there and be, well, so how was your day? They made me tired. They made me mad. I'm not going to sit there and exacerbate um their attitude. My goal is to get them there where they want to go and get them there safely. If they want to talk, that's when I'll talk. But I'm not gonna sit there and do gossip column, dear Abby with them. I'm not
No,
gonna
you
do
don't
all
got.
that.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm probably gonna be the perfect candidate for one of them Uber TV show thingies because I know I'm gonna get in and we gonna have a ball. But all I'm saying is, if they ever do one like the little taxi thing they used to do in New York. But anyway,
Gypsy cabs.
yeah, I get up in there, I get in there, and I speak. Sometimes I do be on my phone, whatever, because I be listening to my book and stuff. And I always say, how you doing, blah blah blah. If I'm busy doing something, and sometimes the drama even start, how you doing? How was your day? Or how you feeling today? And it's fine. How about you? Sometimes, oh yeah, whatever. Somebody might, start. You ain't never got to get personal. Sometimes you never know, in my opinion, you never know what a person going through, or you never know, just a simple hello, or how was your day? That
Right.
might be the only how your day that person gonna get.
I get that,
Yeah,
but I'm not Bob Newhart, okay?
yeah, you ain't got to be.
I'm
You ain't
not.
got
I'm
to
not.
be.
Some of them be wanting you to be friends, but you not getting. Listen, I have, listen. If if it's early in the morning
He said,
and then
Bob,
you want to hear about what happened in your family this morning before you left,
Oh
and
no,
you
I
feel like
ain't talking about that.
somebody got into. I don't listen. No, that's what I be talking about. But can I go back to something real quick and then come back to that? Because before I forget, because I had wrote it down a little bit. Hey, Nia, you're booing here, Nia.
Ain't there? I will.
I know I like the red lip on her. Um, so Q mentioned something about the misperception of the black community. And I wanted to get on it. It's two things I wanted to touch on. And I do agree with that because I know here in Baltimore City, people make it seem like the city is so filthy, dirty, and dismantled. That is not true. even in the heart of the city, there are some beautiful neighborhoods, well kept neighborhoods, home ownership neighborhoods that are gorgeous. And then I wanted to get into the part of the diversity thing. Yes, we are diverse, and I do agree with you to a degree. I like being around my people, but I also like being around people of other cultures. One, it gives you a broader view and it gives you different perspective, and then you also get to learn a lot about other cultures. And people don't understand just communicating. You're bridging some gaps, one, but you're also learning different things about other cultures other than your own. What I do notice is a lot of us, we have a lot of people have never even been. I can only speak for Baltimore because that's where I'm from. Haven't even been out of the city, and I mean maybe not even been to DC, may not even been to like Haven. No way. They just be in the city. All they know is their neighborhood, and they don't want to leave their neighborhood, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
then you have those people who don't mind mingling with other cultures and races. You learn, damn, I want to try to go there because then you learn about where they from, right? Like for instance, how Drew said, how we have like the Indians, the Arabs, and all of them in the stores, and they are mad cool and they show us respect. You get what I'm saying? But then small talk, they tell you about their country, and it's they be like you should visit, but they tell you where to go and where not to go. And then the same thing with like Puerto Ricans, with Jamaicans, with Africans, they tell you where to go. You hear the things and then you want to see it. So I think people who like to explore and go outside just their city because there's so much more to I'm gonna say America than just where we are from. And that's why I think everybody should travel at least once in their lifetime. I get it, everybody can't do it. Even if it's like a road trip or you go somewhere outside of where you from to another part, explore that. And I think cultural awareness and cultural diversity is a thing I think that's needed
yeah,
just to give you
definitely.
a different worldview and how to
And
handle
that
different.
me,
I think some perspectives may change.
I got, I gotta say, see, we grew up in different areas, y'all. Y'all gotta realize we grew up in different areas. Cause I grew up in black communities when we had black neighborhoods, but you had different different culture people, white folks, and all throughout the community. Up in Asheville, wasn't a whole lot of Hispanics and none of that stuff back in the day when I was a kid. So we had black neighborhoods with maybe a few white houses throughout the neighborhood. Neighborhoods was big. And I've been around the world. I done been to Germany. I done been to Texas. I done been to New Jersey. I done been to Colorado, Alabama. I'm used to being around different people. I'm just saying there were times when you had black neighborhoods, communities, and everybody knew each other and everything. You go to this neighbor's house, you can go way down 5, 6 blocks down through the neighborhood somewhere else and be still in the black community down in there. And everybody knew each other and got along with each other. It ain't like they just stayed amongst each other because, like I said, we had the boys' club, which was for whites, black, and all that growing up. So, I mean, when I say black communities, I mean, you got black neighborhoods, black groups of people with the same interests in each other, same interest in just having a good life, decent life. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I hate to see a single mother because she's single. She got to remain in public housing because she can't afford to get the heck out. I mean, yeah, she's single. She's raising her kids by herself, but she's working hard, busting her ass. How come she can't get a nice place in a nice neighborhood? And see, why come it can't be in a black neighborhood? Middle housing. You know what middle housing is? Something we don't have. But anyhow, go ahead
Yeah,
and go.
but you know what though? You know what? You know what's
Can
so funny though?
before
Go
you
ahead and
go,
finish.
before you go, I can talk now freely because I don't work there no more. What I will say about what Paul just said about the single black mothers and whoever who can't get nice houses that's supposed to live. I can say here because I used to work closely with people who were getting housed, who maybe have a public housing or whatever. They could port their vouchers to different places. They could live in different places. What I will say is some of them do have the opportunity. I even know here for a fact a lot of people can turn their housing vouchers into a homeowner voucher, whereas though they can own a home and their voucher becomes their mortgage payment. But what we find is, and this is, I get what you're saying, Paul. I'm not disagreeing with you, but we have to hold some of these people accountable because some of them don't want to do better. And that was a lot of things that I had to go through with encouragement and just teaching like you could do other things. Some people are just comfortable and don't want more than where they at. And I'm only speaking about that group of people. But you do have some who are so dependent on the system, they can't see outside of that no matter how much you show them, you try to guide them, you try to do all of these things. You have some that's exactly what they want. And then now what you see the laws and everything changing where either they gotta do a work program or they gotta do something. They got a whole attitude. But you've been doing this for maybe over a decade and you're capable. I'm not talking about those who are incapable. I'm talking about if you are capable, but you choose not to. And I know here, they live in some nice houses in some good communities because they can port. I don't know if a lot of people know that they can port their voucher. Like some people here, you can take your voucher if you want to move to Texas, Asheville, whatever. They will port that voucher to that state, and you can pretty much you choose your house. But it all also depends on what type of housing you have. Like some people, when they accept the public housing one, that's the one that they had. But some people just choose to stay there because they don't want to either work, pay bills, or do whatever it is that they want to do. Those are the challenges a lot of us who work with people like that go through. I saw it a lot. Now I saw some that did the damn thing, beat the odds, and they used it what it was for and got on their feet. But you have some that just don't, and that's unfortunate. Go ahead, Q.
Yeah, like when I was I took a gentleman to his home out in Stone Mountain, and for those who've never been to Atlanta, Stone Mountain's a nice area. People think it's hood. It's not hood. It's a nice area out there. And I go out there, it's beautiful homes out there, well manicured lawns, a lot of black people living out there, and blah 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 blah. But I was saying to myself, I bet you a lot of these people in this community, in this little pocket of the community, really don't interact with one another. They stay to themselves. And that's what happens with us as a people. Like, and going back to what you were saying, Coco, people have to learn to get out of their element, that get off that block, because all they know is that 4 square blocks that they know. That's it. They don't venture out. You know what I'm saying? They never venture out of that 4 square blocks. Me, I was fortunate. I had family all up and down the East Coast. So I've lived in Charlotte, I've lived in Atlanta, I've lived in Florida, I've lived in Maryland, New York City. So I've pretty much been run the gamut of the East Coast. I got family everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I can move around like that. And as a kid, seeing coming down, all black people, for the most part, have family that were rooted in the South. So as a kid, during the summers, my dad used to send me down here to see my grandmother in South Georgia, where my family's from. And, cousins, go see my cousins, go hang out with my cousins and all that. That's right. Like my family and I, we're all tight knit. We're very tight knit. We all know one another. That's the one I went to see the other day. My cousin I went to see the other day. We pretty much grew up together. She and I grew up together. Her sisters and her brother, we all kind of grew up together. And my cousin that lives here, like 10 minutes away, I grew up with him too. You know what I'm saying? So we all are very close, very tight knit. So most people are afraid when I was talking to friends of mine up there, as a kid, they were like, "Oh, you back from the South? Did you see the Klan down there?" And I was like, "No, I ain't see no Ku Klux Klan down here. What are you talking about?" And like, man, I'm scared to go down south. I'm like, nah, nothing's gonna happen to you. And I know some people now that still have that mentality. Oh man, the Klan's down there. There's more Klansmen up north than it is down here. Word is born on that, because look at Indiana. Indiana is like, that's Klan land. Upstate New York, that's Klan land. There ain't no Klan in New York City. Man, do you know what would happen if white supremacists walked down into the Bronx?
Q, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this girl right here.
That's why Jew.
Q, you have no idea.
Every time she leaned back, I already know what.
Q, you have no idea. We'll talk about this after.
Okay.
It was a whole moment happening.
Yeah. I'm saying, but like I tell people, do you know what would happen if they came down to Atlanta? Man, black people, man, black, white, Latino, Arabic, you know what I'm saying? They run the Klan out. Yeah. Do they have the Klan down in Georgia? Yeah. There are pockets of like sundown towns are a real thing. Okay. There are certain cities in North Georgia I do not go to. There are certain cities in the middle part of Georgia I will not go to. And in the southern part of Georgia I will not go to because they are considered as sundown towns. You know what I'm saying? I'll stop and get gas and use my card and then pop the thing, and then I don't even go in and talk to get food or whatever. I do what I gotta do and I get up out of there because I'm not trying to sit there and converse with those type of people because I know how I am. They say one thing wrong, it's on and popping. I'm going to jail. Somebody might end up dying, and it ain't gonna be me. And Paul, yeah, I did say Bob Newhart. I did say Bob Newhart because most of the younger crowd won't know what that reference is.
I know
That's
when
how
they-
old I am. That's how old I am.
Hey, Q, you know what's scarier than the sundown towns?
What's that?
Them towns is from dusk to dawn. Them sundown towns, they only gotta do stuff when the sun down, but them from dusk to dawn, they take care of the problem from dusk to dawn. You feel me?
Yeah, they got those here too. North Georgia got a lot of those here because they had a kid. They had a kid about 6 months ago. He disappeared. Black kid disappeared, and they found him hanging in a tree up in North Georgia. In broad daylight, and they was like, "Well, he committed suicide." I'm like, "Nah, he ain't commit no suicide. It's one of those redneck towns that what you doing in this part of town, boy? You in the wrong part, boy. Don't you know where you at, boy?"
No,
That's
Q.
not the opinions and views of Q, Paul, and G are just there.
No, Q.
Yeah, they are mine and mine alone because I deal with experience.
and the dogs, because the dog good in agreement.
Yeah, and the dog is white.
Not the Doug in the background, like the Doug in the background said, "Wait." I don't even know where my suckers at. They done ran out of here somewhere. But anyway,
This is the blackest, whitest dog you ever meet.
I'm gonna make y'all a whole list. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, man. But they like to highlight them sundown towns. For
Mhm.
people to be scared because it's fear. Fear is everybody's biggest enemy. Everybody's worst enemy, because once you allow fear in of that magnitude, it's dangerous, but when you live in a place where, like I said, crime happened from dusk to dawn, I'm not saying that. I mean, why are you there at a certain hour a night? You feel me? I don't go in certain urban areas at that hour of the night, so I'm gonna I'm gonna think that it's gonna be something different that could happen here. I mean, I feel like people put themselves. I can see if like you traveling, you get lost, and you end up in a place that you don't know. You feel me? But you got people that purposely going to these places that that you really shouldn't be there. You putting yourself in danger. Not saying that's what happened to that little boy, but I've seen videos,
Yeah,
TikTok, and things of
like
people. I'm in this town, and they said it's the sundown town. Make sure I get out of here. The black in me don't want to be at that kind of place. You
like
know,
down like
I can't.
down
Wait a minute. I can't even watch those kind of movies. At my age because it does something to me. That type of hate that they have been feeding us forever, just like they feeding them, it don't make us no more right than them because it,
right.
it, it fills your heart with anger and hate, and that's all you see. But then when you, like we was just talking about, living in a community, I like a little bit of everything up in here because all of us don't always mix, and that got lost in history. That got
Yeah.
lost. That got lost over time. That got lost with the everybody like to call it whitewashing, but it's not just that. It just got it got lost because we forgot who we are. We wanted to start being, like other cultures. There's nothing wrong with that because we all are mixing and mingling and learning stuff from each other. A lot of people getting stuff off of us. You feel me?
Hmm.
But I
The
mean,
world ain't got stuff off of us.
I'm just saying,
That's
man.
right. But
We are the originators of everything. The world, everything the world has that God gave us, we gave to them. We gave to the world. I got into an argument with a guy the other day talking about black people don't know how to build nothing. And then he gonna try to tell me that black people didn't build stuff in Egypt and Africa. Well, who did?
The aliens, ET, and them.
Who did?
Who told you
Because
black people don't know how to build, Paul? Because I know how to build a dog house.
it was a white guy on this
I'm
page. He
joking.
made a comment. And I made a comment back to him. And I'm echoing. But yeah, you see the craziest people on there, on this, on these apps sometime. And
you might be
I got zero tolerance.
the only one.
I got zero tolerance for them.
Yeah, you got to let them people know, right? Um, like there's certain areas of Atlanta I won't go in at night. Atlanta City. And I went to college down in the AUC, the Historical Black College Consortium with Morehouse, Clark, Spelman, Morris Brown. And it's still kind of hood over there. It's not as bad as it was when I was there. And that was over 30 years ago. The Olympics cleaned all that up, that area up. But it's still, kind of dangerous. The little side neighborhoods. I don't know if you ever seen that movie called Snow on the Bluff. That's talking about Vine City. That's Vine City, Atlanta. That's where the colleges are. That's Vine City, and Vine City is straight hood. If you ain't from there, you better know somebody. If you walking through there at night, you better know somebody. I used to walk through there. I used to walk through there like when I was in college. I used to walk through there with trepidation because I didn't know what was about to happen. I didn't know if there was going to be a shooting. I didn't know if I was about to get robbed. I didn't know if I was about to get, served a plate. Because you never knew what you were going to be dealing with up there. Down there rather. You never knew. Fortunately, I knew a lot of people in that area. You know what I'm saying? They knew my family. They were like, oh yeah, you can pass through. But I don't know about all these other college students. I don't know. I don't know if you remember that part of School Days where if you've seen School Days where they take the tour down to the Kentucky Fried Chicken and order food. That's when Samuel Jackson had a Jerry curl and he walks in, blah 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 blah, y'all Bamas and blah blah blah. Y'all think y'all better than us and this, that, and the third, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that college in school days. That was Morehouse. That was all shot on Morehouse, Clark, and Morris Brown's campus. People don't know that. That scene where Larry Fishburne gets the water thrown on him. I lived in that dorm. That's Bumstead Way. Most people were like, "Oh man, it looks really old and decrepit over there." I was like, "Nah, it's not. It's back then it was different. Now it's like it's spruced up. It's nice. It ain't ass hood, but it's still hood. You still better know where you going, and don't leave your car locked at night because it will be sitting on blocks in 20 minutes. That's how it is. But for just to say that, people have to learn, like Coco said, they need to travel. They need to get out more. They need to see what's beyond their little stretch of neck of the neighborhood. Because that's how a lot of stereotypes come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, people think that when you go to Brooklyn, they think it's all Italians that live there. Mm-mm. No, God no. Yeah, they got their little section. Jamaicans got their little section. They think that Brownsville and Bedford-Stuyvesant is rough in Brooklyn. Yeah, there's sections of Brooklyn that are rough. I've been in the Red Hook projects. I've been, the Left Rack projects in Queens. You know what I mean? I've been to Edenwald in the Bronx. So it all depends on how you carry yourself. I never had a problem. I never have everywhere I go. I never ever have a problem. I was like, why do you always have a problem?
Can I read these two and
Yeah, go ahead and read the comments.
I want to read these two and kind of give a reply. He said, Jada said, what would they do if black people stopped doing everything? What would they do? My answer to that one is what they doing now. They're getting other minorities and other ethnicities to do it. That's what they do. Then he said, are they stopping people from traveling now? What nobody's talking about is this government shutdown. What nobody's talking about is how this shutdown is once again affecting the airports where people are not getting paid. TSA agents are not getting paid. So it ain't your government is stopping you from traveling because of the shutdown. They're not paying people. So people not getting paid, they're not trying to go to work. Which who would? That's very understandable. It's been all over a month, almost 2 months that this government has been in the shutdown. Is anybody talking about that? No, but a lot of people, government workers, TSA workers, your pilots, they're not getting paid. So no, they're not going to work. Then now now we saw the headlines where now he want the ICE agents to be TSA agents. The ICE agents is like heck no, we ain't been trained to do no TSA type work. But then on top of the other thing about the traveling is I encourage everybody who like to travel, especially everybody, I'm gonna still go. I'm gonna still go here. I'm gonna still go to Dubai. They said, y'all better take heed. And I know I did. No American is safe. Research where you're going and if you need to really go there. And then even still, I'm right now, me personally, I wouldn't chance going to like no other country or anything like that. So it's not that they're stopping people from traveling. There's so many moving parts as to why people flights are being canceled. They're stuck and even in within the United States. You got people that left Baltimore can't come back. You got people that left Florida can't go back to Florida because their flights are being canceled. Because ain't nobody going to work. The lines at the airport is long. So the bigger issue is the shutdown. They can't come to the agreement, and this is so. If they don't come to an agreement, and they calling it a partial right now, I believe that can only last for so long, and then we're gonna be right back in the same boat that we was in before. But we already kind of there, so.
He said somebody said how he gonna pay ICE agents
to do TSA work, but don't want to pay TSA to do TSA work. I was like,
Exactly.
and I just want to say this. Just not elaborating off of anything else that man did, just off of that alone, right? So we on a government shutdown. You're not going to pay the people that are hired to do the job, but you want to pay somebody else to do the job because you know the job need to be done. And then you don't want to have the TSA of all things. If safety in this country and people getting across the border was one of your main arguments, TSA is what you playing with at this moment. Now we done all already saw what happened when you was playing with air traffic control. So now you want to play with TSA. Now you just told everybody we didn't need anybody and asked for help.
Who they hired
And
for that? Did they ever
and
hire anybody for air traffic control?
I don't know, but I know this. Everything that this man is doing, you can see in his face, even though he know I made another bad business decision, but it ain't my dollar.
That's him.
It's the people money. So
That's
let
him.
me Autobot roll out and keep it going. It's just crazy. Do y'all not understand that we may not recover from this? Everybody keep talking about how long it's going to take. What about the possibility of we don't? Oh, and not to change subject, but did y'all see that Epstein lookalike guy? This surfaced out of nowhere. So that brings me to how are all the Trump voters going to feel once that man finished stealing the money from the country and disappear?
Soy and green.
Hold on. So we talking about
No,
Elon. Y'all know Elon trying to be nice. Elon, I really think Elon gonna try to run.
I think
He
so
already
too.
know what the books look like. Think about it. They went from like this to now like they at odds. He trying to do stuff for the communities, the people who not all of these donations allegedly. But I really think because he got too quiet. Two, when Tesla started getting hit, he went real quiet. And then now he coming back with all of these inventions that's supposed to be for the people. I really think out of all this stuff that you did to help cause and create this chaos, now all of a sudden you, man, please, no, I'm not buying it. I really think he's going to try to run. I really do.
he's Damien Thorne. That's how these people operate. But you gotta keep your eye on them though.
Yeah,
And see,
you do.
most people ain't paying attention to what's going on in the bigger picture because they too focused on their small little neck of the woods. There's so much going on in that neck of the woods that they ain't taking sight the bigger picture. They ain't only at the prices of gas going up. The gas is going up. The food has been up and it's said it going up. The food is not really being inspected anymore. If anybody's paying attention, the FDA, have y'all noticed how many recalls they be having on stuff lately? It seems like every other day or something they having some kind of recall on some kind of food. Or this product might contain listeria. Or this product here, frozen peas or something from this company might have glass in it or whatever. I mean, all kind of crazy stuff. And I mean, they not inspecting the food like they supposed to.
They've
Food is
been not
going up.
inspecting the food. They've been not
Yeah.
inspecting the food.
But see,
That's been going on for years.
I mean, but see, Donald Trump, he go with the level of inspections as also from what it was to lower. So they're not inspecting no food. But yeah, like you
And
say, soy and green.
then on top of that, when you said like people not paying attention, even in the midst of all of these price gouging, utility costs, there is still a large number of people within our community that still don't believe stuff stinks. Like it's like how much more or in denial, but as long as they feel like they getting whatever they getting, they okay with it. They don't really see an issue with it. And I really think so many of us are ignorant So like, what's going on? And they just I don't think they don't get it. They just won't get it. And you have so many people that still turning a blind eye to what's going on or don't understand. And like going back to the traveling thing, like I be telling people like, yeah, I'm gonna go here. I'm like, do you know what's going on over there? Do you know if you go over there, they liable to snatch you up and ain't nobody going. I can't live my life like that. Oh, well, you ain't gonna have one to live. You keep playing with these people. I mean, I get it. You want to do what you want to do, but ignorance is bliss. And I feel like a lot of people are really ignorant to what's going on. It's not about how you make better choices. Like, why put yourself in a situation like you said to be in harm's way if you really don't have to? Choose another place. It's so many places. Why do everybody want to go to the same place everybody else go?
Because it's popular.
Man,
Because
you
it's
got ESP
popular.
or something?
Like it's nowhere
You
else for you to go but to these places that don't want you there. That be my
Yeah,
thing. They don't rock with you, but you want to go there and you want to spend your money. You spend all of this money on, and then you go there, and then half the time you don't have a good time, but you want to go because everybody said they go. Now you want to say and put on your social media that you went.
got
Pick another daggone place, and then when you say something, it's like, well, and the next thing you know, they start canceling flights and doing all this other stuff. Now you mad. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
now
People
you
are
stuck.
stuck and can't even get back to America right now.
Now you stuck like Chuck.
I mean, no, people are literally stuck like in airports and been like just
Like
stuck
Chuck.
or can't
Stuck
even
like
get
Chuck.
to the airport because they're in danger because some people are beefing with Americans. And when they put that out there, they put that out there for a reason. Americans are being targeted, and people are like, "Well, I ain't got nothing to do with what he doing." No, and I think we've all set it up here before. No matter what we say, we ain't vote for this person, we don't like this person, whatever. But at the end of the day, no matter where you go in this world, on your passport and all that stuff, it says you are an American. That's all they need to see. They ain't worried about who you voted for, what you did. They just know you're an American citizen.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Rwanda?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, Rwanda was bad for them Americans trying to get back from over there. So just imagine if you over in a country that's at war, or that country has enemies, that country is enemies with the country that they at war with.
Yeah.
You putting yourself in harm's way first by being over there because you don't know where them missiles coming at. They just trying to hit shit over there. Most of the shit they aiming at stuff. Forgive me, stuff. Most stuff they aiming at, but you don't know where the missiles going or where the fragments gonna land at once the missiles get hit or whatever they doing. So, I mean, like you said, ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna take my butt. I'm not gonna be on no plane anyways. That's first thing first. But if I was, it wouldn't be up out the country. They'd probably down the street where it wouldn't have to fly too long, a few minutes or something. Anyhow, why, like you say, why would you even go to another country in the first place and you knew the war was started before you left?
Well, according to black people say they like black people. They ain't worried about us. Let me tell you something, black people. You are if you are an American, you are an American. They have made it very clear that race stuff is something that we look at over here. They look at all of us as Americans because the black community got this notion like, oh, they ain't worried about us. They only worry about white America. No, it's Americans. It's Americans in general. I want us to stop thinking that we are exempt from everything because
yeah,
sometimes we not, and we are putting ourselves in certain predicaments that are getting us unalived or harmed or
yeah,
kidnapped, and we go out these countries and make horrible decisions.
yeah.
Dubai is one of
Yeah.
them.
Shit. Go to Colombia. Go to Colombia. Like I I had a friend of mine that went to Colombia, right? And they were like, well, they're not gonna harm black people over there. They love black people. Let me tell you, when he came back, he told me, he's like, what had happened? That dude got robbed. They took all his stuff. I said, I thought you said they love black people. It's like, yeah, the women love black people. It's just the men that don't love the black people. I was like, yeah, they set you up, bro.
I was going to say the same thing. And then people go to these. This is another thing. People don't look up a lot of these spots that people like to go to. You possibly could be safe on the resort. When
Yeah,
they specifically tell you when you venture off and you want to be with the people, that's where you really, really, really give yourself a chance of getting caught up in some stupid stuff. Know where you're going, and not just because you saw somebody else go, or everybody saying they want to go. Really understand where you're going, understand the times and the world that we live in. Like dumb people don't want you over there, for real. And it's still like, wait, why? And I know this might not sound right, but why go somewhere you not wanted?
Yeah.
And you gonna go over there, you gonna spend all this money, and then you can't get back. They not gonna accommodate you. You're gonna be stuck in the airport.
And he ain't coming to get you. I don't know why y'all want to go somewhere where y'all president is basically declaring war with everybody. Why y'all want to go somewhere and become enemy of the state?
Literally.
He
Everybody.
not coming to get you.
yeah,
You're not going to get rescued.
and if you go out of the country, who says that they're gonna let you back into the country? Because you got an American passport. Because a lot of people, I've been hearing they go out of the country, they can't get back in, because they got to go through all these TSA regulations. TSA have them, sequestered off into another room somewhere to verify who they are. I'm like, well, I showed you my passport when I was leaving. It's the same passport I got. They don't care.
Well,
They don't care.
They say, don't take your butt outside the country because you
Yeah.
might not be able to get in.
That's right. It's like the Roach Motel. You know what I'm saying? Roaches check in, they ain't checking out.
I'm ready to take this head off.
Speaking of roaches, we got a skedaddle.
Speaking of your antenna,
Nice segue.
antics
We
of
got
it.
a skedaddle. We thank you guys. Who we had? Daytrick, J Bear, Nia. It was somebody else. Like I saw a couple other people. I can't remember their name. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to Facebook, YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube now and you're catching a replay, like, comment, subscribe. We come back. Other than that, we will see you guys Wednesday at 8 p.m. We will have more other, I guess we'll have some other things to talk about. We may continue this one because this one's kind of good. But thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you guys Wednesday at 8. Peace out.